Welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into a topic that affects many of us: how our childhood experiences shape the problems we face in adulthood. From emotional struggles to career challenges, the roots often lie in our early years. Stick around as we explore 20 common adulthood problems that stem from childhood and, more importantly, the solutions to overcome them. 1. Fear of failure. John is terrified of taking risks at work. He constantly second-guesses his decisions, fearing that any mistake will lead to severe consequences. John's fear of failure likely stems from a childhood where mistakes were harshly punished or ridiculed. To overcome this, John needs to reframe his mindset. Embrace failure as a learning opportunity. Seek therapy to unpack these fears and practice self-compassion. Celebrate small wins to build confidence. 2. Low self-esteem. Sarah struggles with self-worth. She often feels inadequate and avoids social situations where she might be judged. Sarah's low self-esteem might be rooted in a childhood filled with criticism or neglect. The solution is to practice positive self-affirmations and engage in activities that make her feel accomplished. Therapy can also help address deep-seated issues and build a healthier self-image. 3. Difficulty in expressing emotions. Michael finds it hard to talk about his feelings, often bottling them up until they explode in unhealthy ways. Michael's difficulty in expressing emotions could be a result of growing up in an environment where emotions were suppressed. To address this, Michael should practice emotional literacy, identifying and naming his feelings. Journaling and therapy can also provide safe outlets for emotional expression. 4. Procrastination. Emma consistently delays tasks until the last minute, causing stress and subpar performance. Emma's procrastination might be a coping mechanism developed in childhood to deal with overwhelming expectations. To combat this, she can break tasks into smaller, manageable steps and set specific deadlines. Time management techniques and accountability partners can also be beneficial. 5. Perfectionism. Alex spends excessive time on every task, striving for perfection and fearing any flaws. Alex's perfectionism likely originated from a childhood where only perfect results were praised. To overcome this, he should set realistic goals and understand that imperfection is part of being human. Learning to accept good enough and seeking therapy to address underlying issues can also help. 6. Substance abuse. Maria turns to alcohol whenever she feels stressed or overwhelmed. Maria's substance abuse may have roots in a childhood environment where emotional support was lacking. The solution involves seeking professional help to address the addiction and underlying emotional issues. Building a strong support system and learning healthy coping mechanisms are crucial steps in recovery. 7. Trust issues. David finds it hard to trust his partners, always suspecting they might betray him. David's trust issues could stem from a childhood marked by broken promises or parental infidelity. To build trust, he should communicate openly with his partners and consider therapy to work through his insecurities. Establishing clear and consistent boundaries can also help rebuild trust over time. 8. Inability to maintain relationships. Lisa often finds herself in short-lived relationships, struggling to connect deeply with others. Lisa's inability to maintain relationships might be due to attachment issues from her childhood. She can benefit from learning about healthy relationship dynamics and seeking therapy to address attachment styles. Practicing vulnerability and open communication are essential for building lasting connections. 9. Fear of intimacy. Robert avoids getting too close to anyone, fearing emotional exposure and vulnerability. Robert's fear of intimacy likely has roots in a childhood where emotional closeness was either absent or harmful. To overcome this, he should gradually practice being open with trusted individuals and explore these fears in therapy. Building a strong sense of self-worth can also help him feel safer in intimate relationships. 10. Anxiety disorders. Anna experiences intense anxiety in social situations, often feeling overwhelmed and panicky. Anna's anxiety might be linked to a childhood filled with high expectations and little emotional support. To manage anxiety, she can practice mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is also effective in addressing and reprogramming anxious thoughts. 11. Depression. Mark feels a persistent sense of sadness and hopelessness, struggling to find joy in everyday activities. Mark's depression could be rooted in childhood trauma or neglect. It's important for him to seek professional help to navigate these feelings. Incorporating regular exercise, a healthy diet, and building a support network can also aid in managing depression. 12. PTSD. Olivia has flashbacks and nightmares about traumatic events from her childhood, impacting her daily life. Olivia's PTSD requires professional treatment, such as trauma-focused therapy. Techniques like EMDR, eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing can be particularly effective. It's also crucial for Olivia to build a safe environment and practice self-care strategies to support her healing process. 13. Poor financial management. Kevin struggles to manage his finances, often finding himself in debt and unable to save. Kevin's poor financial management might stem from a lack of financial education in his childhood. To improve, he can start by creating a budget and tracking expenses. Seeking financial literacy resources and possibly working with a financial advisor can help him develop better money habits. 14. Unhealthy eating habits. Emily relies on fast food and rarely cooks at home, leading to poor health. Emily's unhealthy eating habits could be a result of childhood habits or a lack of nutritional education. She can start by learning about balanced diets and incorporating more home-cooked meals. Planning meals ahead and seeking guidance from a nutritionist can also promote healthier eating habits. 15. Lack of physical activity. Chris leads a sedentary lifestyle, rarely engaging in any form of exercise. Chris's lack of physical activity might originate from a childhood where exercise wasn't encouraged. To change this, he can find physical activities he enjoys and set realistic fitness goals. Joining a group or finding a workout buddy can also provide motivation and accountability. 16. Career indecision. Natalie frequently changes jobs, unsure of what career path to follow. Natalie's career indecision may be linked to a lack of guidance or support during her formative years. Career counseling and self-assessment tools can help her identify her strengths and interests. Setting short-term career goals and gaining diverse experiences can also clarify her career direction. 17. Workaholism. Tom works excessively long hours, often neglecting his personal life. Tom's workaholism might be a coping mechanism developed from seeking validation through achievement in his childhood. To address this, he should set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Practicing self-care and seeking therapy to explore underlying issues can also help balance his work habits. 18. Lack of ambition. Rachel feels unmotivated and lacks direction in her career, often settling for less than she's capable of. Rachel's lack of ambition could stem from a childhood where her efforts were not encouraged or rewarded. To rekindle ambition, she should set achievable goals and celebrate her progress. Engaging in personal development activities and seeking mentorship can also inspire and guide her career growth. 19. Social anxiety. Steve experiences intense fear and discomfort in social settings, avoiding gatherings and events. Steve's social anxiety might be rooted in early experiences of social rejection or criticism. To manage this, he can gradually expose himself to social situations, starting with small, manageable steps. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and practicing relaxation techniques can also be effective in reducing anxiety. 20. Inability to handle criticism. Jessica becomes defensive and upset when receiving any form of criticism, impacting her professional and personal relationships. Jessica's inability to handle criticism could stem from a childhood where criticism was harsh and destructive. To improve, she should practice receiving feedback constructively and focus on personal growth. Seeking therapy to address these sensitivities and developing a growth mindset can also help her respond better to criticism. And that's a wrap on today's video. We've explored 20 adulthood problems that can stem from childhood experiences and provided practical solutions for each. Remember, acknowledging these issues is the first step toward overcoming them. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts or any topics you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.